reality. Rhymes for days, and when I'm on the microphone, the pain goes away. I rap about reality. It's not a fallacy. I do a freestyle, and I do it casually. That's a slant rhyme, like Emily Dickinson. I'm on the microphone with lyrics that I'm spitting, son. I did a Mega Ran record. I did the Mega Ran album. It was called Random. I did the Random album called Mega Ran. It's a full cycle. I'm psycho like Daito and Artemis. Ready Player One. You know I'm going hard like this. This is obnoxious. I should stop.
You're listening to nothing important. Please enjoy the show.
That's great. That works.
Still cracks me up to this day, 10 years later.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
I'm
right
so
on.
proud of my husband.
Yeah.
Aww. Yeah,
All right.
he's so
Ladies and
proud.
gentlemen, this is the Nothing Important Podcast. My name is Bryan, and with me, as always, is my bartender, Dave. Dave, how you doing today, my friend?
Insert witty comment here.
Exactly, and I'm so excited to be here because we just got done witnessing the awesomeness of MC Lars and Mega Ran on stage at Shuba's in Chicago, Illinois, and we actually have them with us right here. Mega Ran, MC Lars, thank you for coming on our silly little podcast.
What's up? Thanks for having us.
Hey, Brian and Dave.
This has been
man.
awesome. Like I'm so
You guys
glad.
are cute. You guys are cute.
I'm so glad that you guys have made the time to chat with us. Like
No,
that's cool.
We're happy that you took the time to chat with us after your show.
Aw.
yeah,
well, we're all happy.
especially because Shubas didn't really know we were doing this.
Yeah,
so like
it's a guerrilla style.
the Shuba sound guy was like breaking it down. I'm like, could you leave like a power strip back over here so we can plug our
Wow.
computer? But
That was nice of him.
And then I stole all his microphones and
Charging
XLRs
on.
and put together a podcast.
yeah, absolutely. So great show, gentlemen. Thank you for hanging out with us. First item of business, MC Lars pounding it. Mega Ran, bam, blowing it up. Okay, Mega Ran, I guess we'll start with you. I didn't want to say it during your show, but I think everybody knows that the best Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy 3 on the Super Nintendo.
3-6, you mean?
No,
No.
3.
Oh, you mean
No,
the
but like
actual
those-
3?
With the sprites and everything, man. I
Well,
used to
remember
play
that 3 turned into 6 in the 3 American was 6 in Japan or something like that. Anyway, whatever.
Mine
So
is actually 2. My favorite is
Ah,
Final
he's
Fantasy.
going
I
way
like
back
2
to
as
the
well,
original.
but that
That's
it
the
looks
last
so
one I
primitive
played.
now. I can't play it now. But we argue about it. I think that 3. I love 3 a lot. The the American 3.
Yeah.
I thought the story was great. I rented it one time and I didn't return it. I kept
Right.
it for a month because I was just like, I gotta beat this game. I just kept playing.
Well, back in the day when you rent games, you had to weigh it against the price of the game. You're like, I could take like a couple weeks penalty on the rent and still get the game cheaper than I would have.
Absolutely, this is a $60 game that was $3 to rent for the
Don't
weekend.
forget about it after a couple weeks. It's all good.
Exactly.
MC Lars, how's it going, my friend?
I just want to say Mega Ran has always got game, sometimes illegally.
Yeah. Right. Now, Lars, man, I have my wife and we have been listening to you for like 10 years, my friend.
Are you serious?
What?
Dude,
One,
you better
one more high five.
Bam, pound it.
There are just multiple high fives going around.
10
right.
years? That's as long as I've been doing this practically.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We kind of got into it. Like I'm a nerdy, like video game kind of guy. If you notice,
Are
I have
you
this
serious?
Luigi tattoo
That's
right
Luigi.
there.
Are you serious?
That is how I roll, man.
That's
That
a
is-
representation. I always have to say it. It's a world record that he achieved and then tattooed. To,
I hold a Twin Galaxies record. Yes, I do.
Yo.
Yeah. We won't talk about it on the podcast because I try to separate a little bit of my personal life from it, but I do hold a Twin Galaxies
but
record.
his vasectomy episode's coming up next
Right,
month.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
shoot.
I am getting fixed here in about a month, so,
Oh wow.
and my wife is here with us. But Lars, man,
Cuties.
I got to tell you, one of the greatest things I've ever seen. We were standing in the back of the room, kind of witnessing the craziness that was going on, and the Raven, the Edgar Allan Poe. The young gentleman, we referred to him as young MC that came up. That was probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen at a live show, because I got to tell you, you've probably made that young man's like life. You know what I mean? Like it's cool to say like it made my day to be with my hero. But that dude was on stage and had like 100 people rocking with him. How cool was that?
He was the real headliner. Someone was like, "Yo, my friend knows some of the lines from my son knows some of the lyrics from Poe's Raven poem, some of the lines." And we're like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah." And I'm like, "Okay, well, hey, come up." And then he does like the first 7 stanzas from memory.
Right.
And Mega Ran and I are like, "Ooh, this kid's got bars." And it was tight actually.
MC in the making right there. I mean, that's
Absolutely. Like that's huge. That was and his mom was so proud. Like it was. My insides were melting, man. It was just like, this is beautiful.
And you got to think about the effect that's going to have on the kid later in life. You know what I mean? Like, first off,
never achieve those heights again.
Going downhill from here, kid.
But I mean, like, your guys' music. Why I'm attracted to this type of music is, and Dave knows, like heavy rock and stuff like that. Like, I hate my daddy music, and I personally don't like I'm so tough music. You know what I mean? And you guys come out and you do a fun show. You guys do it very positively, and you guys have a real connection with your audience, you know. And that was such a great thing to see that kid up here getting that kind of love and seeing that, you know, he could build an audience off of doing something where he doesn't have to talk about how tough he is or how much daddy didn't hug him enough. And you guys probably made the biggest impact that kid is going to have in his life.
Wow, well, that's incredible if that's true. I mean, I think it was just so fortunate. It's so cool to be able to like pass the mic to someone. I think hip hop is all about that, sharing the stage and putting people on. And the fact that he went to the effort to learn that poem, it's like the nerd rap thing is about, it's cool to be smart. And I don't think hip hop is about intelligence and being clever, but the nerd rap thing is about, I don't know. It's like you flex that cerebral muscle.
Yeah.
And that's how you hustle.
He flexed on everybody, man, because I didn't, I wouldn't be able to do that at that age. No way.
I just need to quit because this dude just stole the show.
Coming for your spot.
And Lars, you were a literary major. Am I getting that right?
Yeah, I studied 19th century American lit. That was my focus, but just English literature. And I graduated in 2005 with my Bachelor of Arts. And I've been straight rocking the mic since then. It's tight, actually. It's tight.
Right on. And Mega Ran, you mentioned on stage, I didn't even know that, but you were a teacher?
Oh, yeah. Teacher is a big part of my story. I was an English major in school. And
Wait, you were?
Yeah.
We never talked about this.
We've never talked about this.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true. I was in English with a history minor. And I just came out and started teaching elementary school immediately out of undergrad. And I taught about 5 or 6 years while I was making music on the side. And then I jumped in to music, and here I am.
How did you guys jump in? Like, how did you go from being a literary major to being like, you know what, I'm going to get on stage with a microphone and beats on a computer, and I'm going to, you know what, like I do this for my class, because you mentioned that you used to rap for your students.
Yes.
How did you decide, like, hey, you know what, I'm going to get on stage and I'm going to throw this out to masses and see where it goes? Like, how did you make those decisions?
I mean, in a lot of ways, our stories are kind of similar because we both grew up loving hip hop culture and rap music, and I started rapping kind of for fun, and then I started sampling punk bands, and I realized that rapping about nerdy topics had an audience, and it kind of just went viral with some YouTube videos I made, and I realized, okay, well, if I rap about the stuff I care about, there's an audience there, because people weren't rapping about Poe and laptops and social media in 2003.
Right.
That was like kind of fresh, so I was kind of like ahead of the curve, but I think Mega Ran's story is interesting about his breakthrough record in the nerd rap scene.
It's the same kind of thing. I was just doing the things that I loved, and I love video games, and I was just like, man, the music's really great, and I don't want that music to be forgotten. So took some of my favorite 80s, video game tunes, chopped them up, threw some drums behind them, beefed them up a little bit, and then wrote raps, sometimes about the story, sometimes about my own life and how it related to that particular game story. Put it on the internet, and then Mega Man was my game of choice, and then Capcom, the guys who made Mega Man, decided to hit me up, and not to sue me, but to actually offer me a license. When I really thought they were coming to sue me, I was just like, "Oh God, I'm over."
Which is a good thing to be, by the way, is not sued. That's
heck yeah,
that's a good station in life.
Like,
is not
they didn't pay
sued.
me a dime, but I was okay with that because they just didn't sue me. They allowed me to live, which was great. So they thought it was good. They thought it was tasteful, and they were like, "This is awesome." And so they were like, "We want more people to know about this." So they decided to help me out big time by giving me a license, and I was the first underground rapper, I guess, to be licensed by a major video game company.
That is awesome.
Which is amazing. Like, that's not even something you set out to accomplish because it doesn't seem possible.
And I got to be honest, yours, your set tonight. That's the first time I've ever sat crisscross applesauce at a rock show. So that
is amazing. And that's good, man. We're taking it into new places, Like, how many shows do you think you're going to sit down at, So I think that's cool. I just bring a little bit of the teacher flavor because that's a lot of what made me who I am. And so I just bring it to the kids love that, story time. You get to sit down, like it's fun,
Yeah.
and adults do too. It turns out drunk adults can get the same amount of enjoyment out of the same activities that sober 12-year-olds can do. Who would have thought?
It's crazy because it's like you come to the show, you hear us rapping about the canon of literature, and then you see Mega Ran with an arm cannon, and it's like, yo, this place is, you know what I'm saying? What is this, Pocket Bell? Because this cannon is all right. Anyway.
The arm cannon of literature.
No, it's tight though. It's tight though. That's what I love about people walk in. They're like, everyone's sitting on the floor. Is this a rap show? Yes, it is.
Right.
It's what we want it to be, buddy.
Yeah,
and
right.
you can do whatever you want to with your favorite creativity.
So let's talk about that for a second, Lars. You kind of like when this whole like I guess nerdcore, we can call it that, right? Like that's an acceptable term. You guys okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like nerdy, like literature, like intellectual type rap, giving the finger dabs.
How about intellectual rap?
Intellectual rap. Now
Shout out to Common. He's one of the smartest rappers I know. I love him.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Chi-town.
you like came in at the like very beginning, so to speak. Like what was your first show like when you're like, you know what, I'm actually gonna go perform this in front of people? Like was it at a Barnes and Nobles? Like how did you promote that? What was your
That's a good
first
question.
show like?
Hot Topic Coffee
I'm curious.
Hour.
Hot Topic.
Hot Topic Employee Lounge. No, I'm
They used to
playing.
have
I'm
a thing.
playing.
You could promote your new album at Hot Topic.
Really?
It's
True.
acoustic
I've
set.
done it.
Yeah.
I've played it.
Oh,
I've played Hot
is
Topic
that where
sets.
Hot Topic is not punk rock came from? Is MC
Let me
Lars?
tell you. My first story was sophomore year. This is 1998, and
Sophomore year of college?
of high school.
We have the same exact age.
Are you serious?
99? Class of 99?
Yeah, class of 01.
Oh, my sophomore year. My bad. That's her. I'm sorry. I'm class of 99.
MC
Yo,
Lars.
we would have been the same school at the same
Yes.
time. I've been like,
Yes.
what up? We read Macbeth, and my English teacher was like, okay, here's your assignment. Make fun of Macbeth. So I was like, wait a second. Iambic tetrameter, double, toil and trouble, fire, burn, and cauldron bubble. I was like, that sounds like it could be a rap. The witches chant from Macbeth. So I did this whole rap about like how Shakespeare could be pop culture, and I referenced the play and whatever. And I turned it in, and I got a good grade on it. I got an A on it, and I was like, oh. My teacher had an open mind. He thought it was funny. I recorded a CD of it on Cubase 3.5 or something on my dad's computer. So it was open mic day. We had school assemblies, and you could go and do poems. And I went up and I was like, wait a second. What if I just spit this a cappella, this rap? And I did, and the school thought it like everyone cheered. And then I put on this assembly like a few months later where I just was at the church in my school and I rapped my songs. So I started out as like a fun joke. But I had so much love and appreciation from my teachers and friends that the first show I remember, it was like I dressed in different costumes. It was so nerdy, man. I had a song called I Want to Be Anakin Skywalker and I was like with a lightsaber, and it was like ridiculous. But that was my first show. That was March 11th, 2000. So I guess I'm on my 16th anniversary of this.
Wow.
Dang, son.
Long answer to your question, but thank you for asking.
Living the dream. That's awesome. Mega Ran. What was your first like show in front
I
of
didn't know
people? Like spreading the word in front of the masses? Because Dave and I know, like
What was our first show?
I don't even fucking.
Was it Polly's?
Yeah,
It was fucking Polly's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking Polly's.
Like we had a crappy band back in the day, and our first show was in front of like 15 people at like some dive bar, and my dad was there, and he promised that he
impressed.
would never come see our band ever again.
Wow.
Did you curse or something like that?
Oh,
or-
absolutely, yeah, yeah. He
Nice.
would, but he
That's
did
right.
come
He-
to the
Oh,
last
that was
show.
cool.
Ended our band's career.
Yeah,
First
yeah,
and last.
yeah.
Shout out your pops.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
I was my first show. I went to this open mic at a place downtown Philly, and I used to go there every week and watch people go. And I was like, I think I can do this. And so the first time I did it without music, I just rapped one of my, lyrics as a poem. I was like, this is a poem I wrote.
Like,
And then the next time- like it wasn't really a
slam
poem.
poetry kind of.
But yeah, I came in there saying it was a poem because I was afraid that if I wasn't on rhythm or on beat, that it would sound whack. So I was just like, I'm gonna say it's a poem and I'm gonna do it with no music. And people liked it. And they're like, man, you should come back and do this again. And I was like, okay. So the next time I came back with music, and I did it like 3-4 times, and like kept kind of getting really good reactions. And that just encouraged me to keep writing and working. And then got into a studio for the first time not long after that. So I was mostly just doing a lot of freestyling, just hanging out, doing cyphers, what we call it. So we would just hang on the corner and rap. You know, we'd all get in a circle and rap. And I think the first way I really learned was, you know, how to freestyle at the things that we do on, you know, stage now, where we would make fun of each other. And it was, I guess, kind of like the assignment that Lars got where he's make fun of Macbeth. It was like, make fun of your best friend, you know, and that was what we had to do. And I was like, I'm not going to make fun of him. And then he just reels off 10 insults in a row on you. And you're like, oh, yeah. And then you start saying all the things you've never said in your life that you wanted to say. When I was 12, he took my bike, you know, things like that. But, you know, and it was like, if you weren't good, you were just going to get roasted. And so therefore you had to get better.
Sink or swim.
I think absolutely it was sink or swim, man. It was trial by fire. And I think that's what made me, you know, quick-witted, I think, and it's what made me comfortable with performing and being a substitute teacher. I think is the same thing because they bring you into a situation where you got to think on the fly.
Right.
You know, kids are going to throw everything at you. Oh, we don't do work on Tuesdays. No, we don't do anything but just watch TV. You're like, oh, yeah? Or you come in there and there's no lesson plans, no work, and you got to come up with something. So that was really it. I think just the combination of my teacher background and the sink or swim freestyle battles on the block.
That's awesome.
What made me good.
How old were you when you first started rapping? Sorry to interrupt. I was just curious.
I was maybe 16.
Dude, we have that in common.
Really?
I was 16.
Really?
We both studied English. We should be friends. Are you
We should be.
serious?
Are you
were
serious?
16?
I was 16.
That is tight.
I can still remember saying something in some lines like, "Oh, I'm this hardcore even at 16" or something like that. And I remember saying that at the time. So yeah, 16 was when I remember really going at it.
16. Yeah, you're 16. You spit 16 bars.
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense. Sorry, you can edit that out.
No, we're keeping that in.
Extraneous
Full circle,
commentary.
man. Like,
Most things that are referred to as being edited out don't get edited out, and then other things do.
unless you give away like your social security number, address, or something like that.
Word. Well, Lars' social security number is
It's what's that? 837538667. This is ridiculous. We're wasting time. You know that song, Jenny? I got your number.
yes 8675309. Oh yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break from our chat with MC Lars and Mega Ran and throw in a little Freaks for Geeks for you, Dave. This is a band that opened for Mega Ran and MC Lars, right?
That is correct.
Right, kind of a fun band, very cool dudes, local to the Chicago scene. The song we're going to play is called Bored to Death, and you can find that on their LP, Smoke 'em If You Got 'em. Make sure to stick around after the podcast where we're going to play The Ballad of Hans Moman by MC Lars and
Infinite Lives by Mega Ran, and check out the video for that one because it's pretty cool. But right now, it's Bored to Death by Freaks for Geeks.
Say you're bored to death with me, and I can't blame you cause I see it. Say that me is all I need, and this thing's gone too far to save it. Not enough now, it's too late. Later, never said that I could be your savior. Not enough now, it's too late. Later, never said that I could be your savior. Say you're fed up with the drink and drugs that help my mind to think. You say that I am on the brink, complete collapse, and then in a blink I'll be moving on to better things, and then you'll see what's out the mystery, and then you'll see that just maybe I'll solve a mystery. Extreme, but I am on to better things now. I won't beg and I won't scream. I wish you to have some faith in me. And not enough now, it's too late. And later, never said that I could be your savior. Not enough now, it's too late. And later, never said that I could be your savior. You'll see that someday I will be relief for those in misery. You'll see that someday I will be the one that solves the mystery. Moving on to better things, and then you'll see solve a mystery, and then you'll see that just maybe mystery. Mystery.
You're listening to Nothing Important.
What I was gonna say, it's very refreshing that you guys are both kind of got into it organically. You know, like it started with something else because I am an audio engineer and I record a lot of rappers. And in Chicago, it's drill rap.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I have a lot of clients that they come into the studio and they book out time with me and they never played live. They never performed in front of another person. They think they're going to be freaking superstars. And it's like, no, you don't understand. Like, you don't just go make an album and people go buy it.
You got to put in the work.
You put in the work. You got to bring it to the people.
Can you explain what drill rap is? I think
Drill
I know,
rap
but it's
is,
like trap, but like the next kind of
Yeah, it's very, it's hardcore, it's violent,
Mm-hmm.
it's all, I'm going to pop my 30 and, you know, stealing drugs
my tool.
and shooting and clapping. My clients don't listen to my podcast.
They don't listen to your podcast.
Yo, why don't we do a
They
drill?
hear the first second and they're like, nope. This ain't gangster, and they turn it off.
We should do a drill rap song about fracking. Gonna pollute the water system, drilling in the ground. It's a drill rap.
Oh my God. That's
It's like
That could
all
be,
you need is
that could be awesome.
An audio engineer.
I get you a drill beat.
Shoot.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like Chief Keef and that kind of sound.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Isn't he
Stuff
from
like
Chicago?
that. Yeah, him and who's the guy just got shot in the head? King Louis?
King Louis.
Was he okay?
yeah.
Did he pass away?
No, it was
okay, right?
a graze or something, but they made it sound like he got capped in the head to build up hype and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, it's like you got to make this look good.
It's a flesh wound, man.
And that's the thing. Like the drill is like it's still all about being hardcore and dealing drugs and all the crap that I personally can't relate to. And I tell my clients I can't relate to it because
But you know what sounds good as an audio engineer. So
Exactly.
you can make it sonically sound good.
right.
But
But
it's-
I'm not going to tell you like
it's-
this is going to be a banger because
Because you don't really know. Yeah,
So
that's fair.
Let me ask you this. So, like, throughout the show and everything like that, like, I tend to cuss like a sailor. And even, like, songs that me and Dave would do back in the day, like, I couldn't help but cuss like a sailor just because I like to cuss. Like, but there is absolutely, I heard very little, if any, swear words in your guys' shows tonight. I think I heard shit fly once or twice. Lars is looking at me like I'm insane.
I said it. I shouldn't have said it, but I said it. But you know what? We were talking about this the other day. We never curse in our songs. And for me, it's because I always knew my parents were going to hear it. One time my mom heard me doing this like really obscene rap or something. And I got in big trouble when I was like 12. And she took away my computer privileges. So, I mean, that's my story. And also being like, my parents are pretty religious, so I didn't want to like offend them.
Right.
If I curse, I got computer privileges taken away. And so
Right.
I can't be cursing. But it's similar, I think, with Raheem, right? You don't curse ever.
Yeah, I don't do it in my everyday life, so I figured why not. But it's funny, ironically, the first rap song I wrote, it was full of F-bombs because I just figured that was what rap was
just the
about.
way, like,
Right.
oh, fuck
You know,
this
it's like, man, if you don't do this, it's not rap, you know?
Right.
And then I realized that was kind of ridiculous. And honestly, I just told him, I think that's the biggest part of our story that no one really talks about, is that you can become, you know, I guess if you consider what we do a success, you can make rap music for a living and not feed into any of the tropes that
Right.
are out there. And so it feels good. But yeah, I don't do it. I mean, if I really have it to say at this point, I'm a grown man. I'm 30 plus. Like, I don't care. If I have to say something, I'll say it. So I think I said hauling ass in one new song because
Whoa.
it rhymed with.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
Whoa.
But it's
balling fast.
only
What was
because
the
it
rhyme?
rhymed with Hall and Nash, who are these two wrestling guys who are
the
yeah,
NWO.
okay.
from the
get it, yeah.
NWO.
Yeah.
And then
Dave,
Balderdash.
ball
So I was like,
Oh,
Hall and
bars,
Nash
bars,
with no Hall
bars.
pass, balling that like hauling ass from that Balderdash with like Hall and Nash. You know what I mean? So basically, it was because it needed to be done. So if there's a rhyme that needs to be said, I'll say it. But I'm not going to get on stage and be like, how the fuck are you feeling? You know, because that's just not who I am. So I need you to edit that out for me.
I am stoked. I'm stoked for the wrestling EP though. I mean, what's up with that though?
Thanks. There's no language on it though, but it's fun. I'm working on a wrestling album. That's awesome. Actually, it's done.
No, because you mentioned the wrestler and the rhyming couplet.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in. I just
No, go ahead. This is the MC Lars show.
I'm working on
Sorry.
on a new wrestling EP. It's coming out WrestleMania week, which is I guess first day of April.
That's dope.
And it's wrestling themes, kind of doing what I did with the Mega Man stuff and just flipping the theme, adding some cool stuff to it, and making fun rap records about you know my favorite wrestlers.
Will there be any reference to Ravishing Rick Rude or Greg the Hammer Valentine? I need to know right now.
There actually is a Greg the Hammer Valentine reference.
Wow, that's a deep
I just
cut
blew
for me.
MC Lars' mind. He's like, what?
But
Right
Greg
here,
the Hammer
right here, 'cause
Valentine
I
was
don't know
one of
what
my
the hell he's
favorites.
talking about either, man.
Rick Rude was awesome too.
Right.
He's the only guy to appear on both wrestling shows in the same day.
Yeah,
You heard
that's
about
right.
this? He goes on
is
Raw
War
and Nitro.
Nitro, yeah.
Appears on both of them the same. I don't know how he did it, but he flew back and forth and got on both shows. But anyway, so Rick Rude's a legend, man.
Yeah.
And so is
Absolutely.
Greg the Hammer. Greg the Hammer, side note, has a notoriously racist promo that he cuts on Junkyard Dog. And it's pretty disgusting. He's like, I'll rub your nasty black face in the ring.
Really?
And when I stomp you out, there'll just be a big black spot. And I was like, oh my gosh, Greg the Hammer, huh?
Truly.
But you know, I mean, at that point, you know, like they did whatever they could do to get what they call heat. You know, you want to make people boo you and hate you.
Different
Right.
time back then,
So
man.
different time.
Different time,
Yeah.
you know?
So yeah, nowadays, you know, people in wrestling, they just kind of dish your hometown. They come out and say, "Oh, the Chicago Bulls suck," or "Oh,
Pittsburgh is bogus. Like,
oh, boo!" You know, people will get mad, like, "Oh, what?" They're like Derrick Rose's knee. You're unstable. Oh, what? Boo! You know, and so they'll just get so angry if you talk about their sports.
Glass Joe, they call him.
You
now.
can't, yeah, but you can't you can't get crazy racist with it anymore.
That's good. That's good news.
Lars, what about you? Obviously, Mega Ran loves pro wrestling. I'm guessing specifically pro wrestling from the years of roughly 1983 to 1995, just from
Probably.
our brief conversation.
The good, yeah, the good stuff. I mean, I'm into it today, but definitely the 80s and 90s was the.
I'm guessing
highlight.
that Lars is a big Edgar Allan Poe fan.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about that. You have several Edgar Allan Poe songs.
Yeah.
What is it about Edgar Allan Poe that I guess inspires you? Like what is it about Edgar Allan Poe that makes MC Lars take notice?
I think he's just, he's the original horrorcore rapper, He did things that no one was doing back then, and it's still being movies made about it, and he's still in The Simpsons, still in South Park. I think he's an example of how literature can be timeless, and we did the Telltale Heart song about him, and he's just always inspiring me. I remember I read him when I was 11, and it just scared me, dude. There's this story called Berenice about he buries this he's in love with his cousin. She gets buried. He loves her teeth. He digs her up and rips her teeth out, but she's not dead. And
I think
she's
we've all been there.
it's like a dark story, dude, and it makes me cry,
Right.
dude. But I think it's cool how like old stories can make you like feel like, oh, gross. Let me rap about this.
He'd be intense. Yeah, his work's very intense.
Maybe you
I
should
think
do
he's
like
tight. He's tight.
Edgar Allan Poe album, man. Like everything.
That would be tight. That
Yeah,
would
you
be
should
tight.
do that.
The LP, the
Maybe
Edgar Allan
call
Poe
it the
LP.
Edgar Allan Poe
The EAPLP.
LP. There you go.
He's got enough stories.
The EPLP.
You guys are so tight. When it comes out, you're gonna be the first to hear it.
Awesome.
Dude, yeah. bring it on.
Exclusive right here, son.
You can
Yeah,
call us
right.
up and promote it
Yeah.
if you want to. We'll have you back.
It's all
on.
drill music. No, I'm playing. It could be though.
But you guys are traveling the country on the Zombie Dinosaur tour. Did I get that right?
Yeah, I guess we should.
Yeah, see,
we should-
Dave, it's almost like I know what I'm doing.
Almost.
I think
You're getting there.
for the record, we'd like to officially change it to the Random Zombie Dinosaur LP tour because it's promoting both our new records.
Right.
Nice,
on.
absolutely.
And you guys are, is it every show are you sharing the stage at the end? Because that's pretty tight.
We have been.
absolutely.
Steal your
yeah,
word?
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of collaborations, and people
Yeah.
ask for us to do them, and it's not often that we get to be in the same place, and then so we make sure to do them all each show.
and it's very joyful.
And,
Is this? I'm sorry. Is touring with another artist like throughout the tour a new thing for you guys, or is this something you guys have done before with other artists? Because obviously, it's relationships grow out of this stuff, and you really, things can change, and you get involved in each other's art is pretty freaking cool in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. It's a fun time, you know. Like, and all we do is kind of, as we're driving, like discuss ideas, you know. It's great. And I think touring with creative minds usually just leads to awesome stuff happening afterwards.
This tour showed me that, like, I've done tours with punk bands, and I did a tour with this band, this great band from Minneapolis. It was like a kids dance rap group, but it makes sense to tour with artists within our scene because it's like together Mega Ran and I will bring people who like me and people like him and people kind of know both of us, and they're like, oh, they're both there, I'm gonna come out. So it's like it makes sense to, like, I've toured with other genres, and unless it's like a really big band, it doesn't make sense except to collaborate. Like we couldn't do the same numbers on our own, I don't think. I don't know. That's just a guess. Like, this tour's been really surprisingly well attended, and it's really tight. And I really feel very thankful. And I really feel thankful for meeting friends in the podcasting world. That's you guys.
Yeah.
Because you guys are tight and friendly.
No, you know what? We're absolutely.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna cut you off.
Go ahead.
Because I was gonna mention. We actually did an interview with MC Front a lot.
Oh, it's my boy.
And you guys are so much less awkward than he was. That was the most awkward interview we've done.
Really?
Like, he is legitimately a socially awkward nerd. Yeah, he clearly admits it.
He knows that.
Yeah, he freely admits
I think we all are, but it's just a matter of, I think, maybe catching us after the show when the endorphins are in,
you
or
get the
before,
show high going
or a little more, reserved. I don't know, but I feel like I'm pretty awkward. I talk about it all the time, but I think just being able to talk to the cool people, it can kind of bring out.
Well, we're just as awkward too. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, we were the guys in the back that weren't like dancing, and we.
Right, like everybody had their hand up, and I was like,
and we're in the back, like we're just watching the show. Like, this is freaking cool, man.
It's joyful.
That's cool.
I think that rap allows us to be ourselves, and that's what's cool about it. Hip hop is about being real, and if you can talk about your life and the things you experience, and talk about how you feel awkward or sad or whatever, it's really liberating. And then it feels like we can relate to these kids because they feel the same way, and they're like so excited. This guy played me for 5 minutes. He made me listen to his friend who's a rapper on his phone in his ear. And I'd never heard of this guy. He's like, it's coming. It's really good. It's really good. And I could see the passion in his eyes and the love. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to stand here for 5 minutes with your phone in my ear while I'm trying to pack up because I want you to know that I respect your passion and I appreciate you being here. You know what I mean? You feel me?
I feel you.
It's joyful.
And a lot of artists that get to certain levels don't do that. They don't take the time to support the up-and-comers. They have this sense of bullshit entitlement. Not you guys. No, I'm saying you guys are not like that. But you probably could be. But you're not.
Son,
and that's
I
why
feel
it's
like
cool.
every show we ever do, we're going to meet everyone and give them hugs and cuddles, call them muscles and freckles.
Absolutely. I think it's fun meeting folks, and
that's something
I
that
think every
bands don't
city,
do enough.
You're going to learn something from somebody. But I noticed in our scene, we appreciate our fans so much more. We were talking about that. Like in this scene, because we know how important they are. Literally every person is helping us to live and survive. It's not like when you're on a major label, you're like, whatever. They don't even bring merch or they don't even shake hands. They just do the show and go out the back door.
The key to the online store, go.
Right. Yeah, you just go out the back door and you never see them. And it's like, dang, you just paid $50 for that ticket. Like, how do you feel?
Yeah.
I think about that all the time when I go to bigger shows. I'm like, what? You have no connection to this person, But I don't know, man. And I think that's why pop artists kind of go and come. You know what I mean? It's like they've never built any relationship with the audience.
Well, a lot of times their crowds are so big you can't. Like you got an arena of 60,000. How you gonna shake hands with people?
I agree, but then you have you can have meeting places like pre-show meetups. You can do stuff like that. And I mean, I think a guy like Tech Nine is a great example. In the rap scene, to be like a guy who's come from nothing, but and is playing stadiums now, but has never taken that for granted. So still has pre-show opportunities to meet up and hang out. And has never forgotten that.
Well, nowadays, with like Facebook and Twitter and all that, connections, important. And it means a lot more
it is
than it did, a couple decades ago.
Yeah, the introverted musician, I think at the indie level is just not going to survive. Like, you better find some way to engage your fans or get someone else to do it. I've heard guys tell me, oh, I don't do Twitter. If you're a musician, you don't do Twitter, then you're not going to succeed. Like, I just don't. I don't know how people can say that. Oh, I just don't do it. I'm like, what? Like, huh? So anyway, but that's my spiel on music.
MC Lars, Mega Ran.
I'm not Meg Ryan.
A few too many Bud Lights tonight.
Brian with an I.
Yeah.
Brian. Brienne.
All right. MC Lars, Mega Ran, awesome show tonight at Shuba's in Chicago. You're heading to Cincinnati next, right?
Are we?
That's right. Yeah, I guess
Or is
I thought it was Ann Arbor, but it's
is it Ann
Cincinnati.
Arbor? Oh, it's
Let's
Cincinnati.
double check the schedule.
Are we playing
should
their
check.
music in the mid-show music break?
That's where my
Yeah, we'll toss.
should know.
We'll
We're
toss
gonna
in
drive the
some-
wrong
It's
place.
Cincy. It's Cincy. Sold out tomorrow, by the way.
Nice.
Shout out
Congratulations.
to the
Awesome.
fans.
We're gonna make sure to toss in some of your guys' songs on our mid-show music break.
Thank you.
We absolutely are honored that you guys came on the show.
I appreciate
MC
you guys.
Lars, give them the information where they can see where you're headed next.
MCLars.com, NerdcoreTour.com, Twitter.com/MC Lars, Facebook.com/MC Lars, Instagram MC_Lars,
Lars.
passing the bars to Ran.
Yo, it's megaran.com. And it's at Mega Ran. Not Meg Ryan, because when you put them together, it looks similar.
Yep.
And Random Beats on Instagram. We going ham. And megaran.com/shows.
Getting
And
turned
now
up.
you know. Turn up!
Getting
But
turned
what
up.
about the Snapchat? What about the Snapchat?
I'm random
What about?
Megaran on Snapchat. I just tell dumb jokes every day.
Nice.
And we both have Patreons.
That's
If
all
you
I do.
want to get subscriptions, we're putting out music every month, and you
Every
get
month.
proprietary exclusives.
Exclusive.
Patreon/MC Lars and Patreon/
Bits and Rhymes.
Boom.
BITSANDRHYMES. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You guys are so cute and sweet and lovable.
Thank you for listening.
Word up.
All right, and
Appreciate
keep
it.
listening to the podcast.
Mega
guys.
Ran.
These guys have great guests.
MC Lars, thank you for being on the Nothing Important podcast. We appreciate it.
Kisses.
Peace.
Absolutely.
Let's get some deep dish.
And now, a poem by Hans Mollman. I think that I shall never see. My cataracts are blinding me.
Moment, Hans moment, can't keep Hans moment down. Moment, Hans moment, can't keep Hans moment down. Moment, Hans moment, can't keep Hans moment down. Moment, Hans moment, can't keep Hans moment down.
Hans Mollman is his name, aka Ralph Mellish. He's a stone cold player, Artie Ziff was mad jealous. When he dated Summer first, plus he's only 31. Drinking ruined his life, it's such a sad story, son. Got a knife in his cane and a fire in his loins. The indie movie star who took a football to the groin. Burns thought he was a leprechaun, drilled him in the head. Slept with Lars Ulbricht's grandmother, then chilled with her in bed. He's more metal than Metallica, though that's not so hard. Homer drove him off the cliff, so impatient in his car. He was hauling Poe's house, just another day for Hans. But he's back on his feet, cause he's the mother flipping man. You know there's no escape from the fortress of the moles. He's been burnt, run over, buried, but he's still on a roll. He's been radiated, detonated, heartbroken twice. The Lazarus of Springfield always coming back to life. His name is Moment, Hans Moment. You can't keep Hans Moment down. He's the bad luck Brian up on 20 Oak Grove. Hipster glasses so thick and brown. Moment, Hans Moment. You can't keep Hans Moment down. Cause he's trying out for Poochie while he's waiting on his kidney. He's the talk of the whole darn town. Have you seen his green pants? Have you seen his new shirt? He wasn't yelling boo, he was yelling blue urns. Attacked by Roomba robots gone anthropomorphic. He's part Droopy the dog and part Kenny McCormick. He was riding on his Harley on the cover of his bio. Crashed into Planet Hype, yeah, he's been up there for a while. He was texting Homer, hit him, well surprised, he survived. He's twice as cool as Milhouse, though he can't really drive. Have you ever felt crushed by the weight of the planet? If you have, let me tell you that Hans Mollman understands it. You've gotta get up, you've gotta put on your tie, lace up your orthopedic shoes and look up at the sky. And say, hey, solar race, today you won't burn me up. Keep that Mollman PMA, you can break out of that rut. Cause when you're stuck in the snow, when you're starting to turn purple, just remember Hans Mollman when the wolves start to circle. Moment, Hans Mollman, you can't keep Hans Mollman down. Cause he's like cowabunga dudes with a skateboard in his hand. Hipster glasses so thick and round. Moment, Hans Mollman, you can't keep Hans Mollman down. Even in his iron lung, well, he's still dependable. He's the talk of the whole darn town. This player was the mayor over 30 years ago. Brought an anthem to the people, he told everyone he wrote. And one day it was discovered that the whole thing was a hoax. So they tied him to a horse out in the desert, let him go. This player was the mayor over 30 years ago. Brought an anthem to the people, he told everyone he wrote. And one day it was discovered that the whole thing was a hoax. So they tied him to a horse out in the desert, let him go.
Keep Hans Mollman down.
we all die.
This is fun.
But the goal isn't to live forever, but to create something that will.
2, 3, 4.
Here we go.
Infinite lives. We got infinite lives. Never say never. We're gonna live forever. Infinite lives. We got infinite lives. Never say never. We're gonna live forever.
Yo, heard you only live once. Well, I'ma disagree, cause you can live forever and forever doesn't cease. Live through your creations and the people that you teach. So I live through my music eternally through the beats. First email says I'm digging that verse. The next 4 emails I'm missing that merch. You can't take it with you, and so I never intended to. For my last interview, this is the gift I'm sending you.
Never gonna die. No, we're never gonna die. You can hear my words in this song. It'll play on after I'm gone. Never gonna die. No, we're never gonna die. You can hear my words in this song. It'll play on after I'm long gone.
Heard you only live once, that's cool I suppose. But you can live forever through the songs you compose. Experiences you share, the highs and the lows. Experimentation with the flows, cause God knows. She learned more about life from Pac's whose works than she ever could have gotten in church. Is that wrong? Living for that song, learning from that lyric and steering others from wrong. We living off love, never needing a meal. Full from the enlightenment and warmth that we feel, yeah. Overflow of emotion from chillin', chasing the girls to floating over the ocean and maybe changing the world. First 2 emails like, hey, that's tight. Next few emails, you changed my life. Even if I inspire and people call it untimely, all you gotta do is rewind me, cause I've got
infinite lives. We got infinite lives. Never say never. We're gonna live forever. Infinite lives. We got infinite lives. Never say never. We're gonna live forever.
They said you only live once, well I beg to differ. Cause you can live forever through the feelings you deliver. From the first raindrop to the rush of a mighty river, I give you the bigger picture, split you and leave a fissure. Open and full of hope and it's smoldering like a Trojan. Proceeding with caution will never free your garden pardon. Everybody who got it and left my memory clouded, I decided instead of complaining I'd do something about it. Forever's not a time, it's a place or a state of mind. No, they never gave me mine, I elected to stay behind. There's deeds I need done, pages I haven't filled, places I haven't been to, mistakes I haven't killed, lives I haven't touched, and words I need to say. Tell me who needs forever when our forever's today. If I die, it's right on time, it's meant to be this way. Now tell me who needs forever, our forever's today. Come on.
Infinite lives. We got infinite lives. Never say never. We're gonna live forever. Infinite lives. We got infinite lives. Never say never. We're gonna live forever. Never gonna die. No, we're never gonna die. You can hear my words in this song. It'll play on after I'm gone. Never gonna die. No, we're never gonna die. You can hear my words in this song. It'll play on after I'm long gone.
Dave.
Yeah, ma'am.
Hey, way to pick it up. All right. No, okay, so now it's been what, like probably 5 or 6 days since we were at Shuba's in Chicago and we chatted with MC Lars and Mega Ran.
It's been 5 days and 12 hours almost exactly.
Yeah. Man, they really put on a good show. It was Sunday night, so it wasn't exactly packed, but it didn't seem like that stopped the enthusiasm at all.
Oh, no, there was, they got the whole room moving at certain points. It was really fun to see.
Yeah, and I think that's just because of like their style of music. It's the people that would go watch them are definitely
they're going to be
people,
into it.
Yeah, people they cater to. You know, there's not a lot of passersby or people that just happen to be there.
Yeah, there's no casual fans in the Nerdcore game, I don't think.
Right. And afterwards we sat down, had a few beers with them, recorded them both. It was super cool that they took a time out of their night to hang out with us.
They had some pretty cool stuff to say, especially about their I would call it an origin story in this particular genre.
Yeah, like neither of them really even set out to be rappers. I think MC Lars said that he it was like a poetry slam or something. Like he did that for like an English class.
Yeah,
and
school.
Then took
it was a class assignment.
Yeah, and then like took it to a bookstore for his first show, and then
did some open mic nights and stuff.
Yeah, and then conversely, Mega Ran was an English teacher.
Like literally conversely, because he would rap to his students.
Yeah, and it's funny. He even acted like a teacher on stage, kind of.
Yeah, a little bit. Very, very, very egg-headed and like literature and language arts based.
Yeah, absolutely. But great show. I'm glad they could come on. I hope we get to hang out with them again when they come into Chicago next time. Who knows when that's going to be?
Yeah, I put their CD in my car that night, and I've listened to it every day since.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Which is
MC Lars's. I don't have one of Mega Ran's, but I got MC Lars's in my car.
That's amazing because that's not even typically your type of music, guy.
No, but when you do songs about Hans Moleman, I'm in.
Yeah. Well, awesome, guy. I had a fun time at the concert with you. It was absolutely fun hanging out with those guys. And I don't really have much else to say other than everybody should out there should check out www.megaran.com, mclars.com, and also check out a fun local band that was with them called Freaks for Geeks.
Love that name. I love that name.
Great guys. We got to hang out. It was just an overall great time.
Yeah, check it out and support that thing.
Yeah.
I almost said support local music, but those guys aren't local. But, support the genre. It needs some love.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's got a lot more to say than most other rappers, I think.
Yep, I'd agree. And then also you can support me and Dave by checking out www.itssaulgoodman.com. Check out our Better Call Saul podcast where we talk to the cast and we discuss every episode every week. And there's no delay, right, Dave? We tend to get it up right as the credits start rolling. That's when It's All Good Man becomes live, right?
Yep. I mean, we do this in our spare time, so it's we're at about a 90% success rate at that so far.
Right? Yep. First on the scene. It's a great community. A lot of people give us feedback and hit up our Twitter. Also, keep listening to us here at nothingimportantpodcast.com. We got a lot of cool guests coming up, a lot of cool ideas, and Dave and I got a lot of fun ideas coming up. Right, Dave?
There's some things in the work and some doings a transpiring.
All right, guys. Well, we'll talk to you next week. Dave, you can stop recording now.
Be sure to follow Nothing Important online at nothingimportantpodcast.com. Find us on iTunes, on Twitter at NotImportantPC, and you can also find us on Facebook. Nothing Important is recorded with help from Third City Sound in Joliet, Illinois. Thanks for being awesome.